Hello everyone and welcome to another EBTV presentation of high school sports. Tonight it is wrestling from East Brunswick High School, where the Redbirds of Allentown High School will be coming in to visit and coming in on Senior Day here at East Brunswick High School, taking on the Bears. And right now we are going to have introductions by Powell Sachs. These are young men and a few women as well who have been working for the wrestling team, are departing seniors who experienced success on and off the mat over the past several seasons. Their actions have affected not only their teammates, but their coaches, fans, community, and their families in a positive way, and they've helped maintain the pride that EBHS takes in its athletic program. We'd like you to thank the family and friends who've been supportive of this entire team alongside our athletes. And now we're going to have the introductions of those seniors. David Binyatov, escorted by his parents, Azario and Emilia.
John Carreri Russo, escorted by mother Trudy.
And you may have heard the announcement. John Carreri Russo, his parents Trudy and Joe. Tower Gallegos will be next.
Gallegos, escorted by mom Pam Russo and father Joseph Gallegos.
Mom Pam Russo, dad Joseph Gallegos. Next up is Mina Girgis. He will be escorted by his parents Miriam and Niggy.
Parents Miriam and Nagy.
And always a special place in my heart as the managers come up. My daughters are both managers here at East Brunswick. Alicia Gleason and her dad Troy Gleason.
Sam Kim, escorted by parents Chung and Kyung. John Krajewski, escorted by parents Randy.
And there's Sam Kim, his parents Chung and Kyung.
Manager
and
Sam
coming out
Nicolaro, escorted
next
by
is John Krajewski, doing very well this year. His parents Randy and John.
Michael Quinton, escorted by mother Paula Quinton.
We're a little behind the announcements. Manager Nicole Nicolaro, and she's escorted by her dad Mike Nicolaro.
John Schlafer, escorted by parents Anna and Carl and little brother Benjamin.
And there is Mike Quinton. He is escorted by his mom Paula Quinton. And the last wrestler being brought out is a man, as you have said, Stu, who has ripped apart the East Brunswick record books, Jonathan Schleifer. He's escorted by his parents, Anna, Carl, and his younger brother, Benjamin, the one that's not in the lineup for the Bears. And those are the seniors.
This weekend, the
We'll be right back.
Conference will be pairing with
We are back at East Brunswick High School. I'm Bob Cancro here along with Stu Kohn, and we are bringing you the action between the Allentown Redbirds and the East Brunswick Bears. Our opening lineup here, Mark Schleifer for the Bears against Sebastian Rizzo at 106, and we are starting at the traditional 106-pound starting point. At 113 pounds, it's either Alex Gleason or Tyler Schwartz for the Bears and Thomas Weitz for the Redbirds.
and at 120 for East Brunswick.
At 120 pounds, there's a forfeit for Allentown. So again, it'll either be Alex Gleason or Tyler Schwartz taking the forfeit, whoever does not wrestle at 113 pounds.
At 126 for Allentown, Connor Marks.
At 126 pounds, the Bears put out either Tyler Gallegos or Jason Minicle, and the Redbirds, Connor Marks.
Wrestling for Allentown at 132 is Robert Beck. And
Mina Girgis will represent the Bears at 132 pounds, and Robert Beck is his opponent from Allentown. Allentown is the Upper Freehold Regional High School District. It's out in the western part of Monmouth County.
East Brunswick is Paul.
138 pounds, Jordan Rugo for Allentown and Paul Piccarello for the Bears.
For Allentown, Jack Giglia.
At 145 pounds, it'll be Matt Miskanek, a sophomore, against Jack Giglia for the Allentown Redbirds. 152 pounds, Joey
For Allentown,
Patrolo will be representing Allentown.
And for East Brunswick, either David.
And the Bears have either David Bunyatov or Anthony Tomeo in that slot.
Wrestling at 160 for Allentown, Colin Roy.
160 pounds, Colin Roy for the Redbirds, John Schleifer for the Bears. Up at 170 pounds, Sam Kim will be on the mat for East Brunswick, and Louis Tonya will be out there for Allentown. 182 pounds, senior John Krajowski for the Bears, and on the other side, Zach Turner for Allentown.
For Allentown at
195 pounds, Sam Walker for the Bears, and Tom O'Shaughnessy for Allentown. Mike Quinton will be on the mat for at 220 pounds for the Bears, and Matt Schreck for Allentown. And my mistake there was either John Carrier Russo or Mike Quinton. And up at the top of the lineup, Jacob Stein for Allentown and Kevin Ide for the Bears. And we now have our national anthem. Well, after a slight delay, we get the national anthem in there, Stu. We have our referee going out with the captains, and why don't you take a call of this?
They're going to determine now who has odd and even choice, and the referee's going to flip a coin. East Brunswick will be green. We're going to go live to our ref, Zach Papa, in the middle of the mat, number 554.
Positive here on the bench and on the mat at all times, all right? Calls green or red. We're going odd or even, okay, fellas? Allentown, choice on the even matches. Fellas, best luck tonight, all right?
Allentown will be red, and they'll have choice in the even bouts. We're starting at 106. That's a green bout, so East Brunswick will send the man to the mat first, which should be Mark Schleifer, younger brother of John Schleifer. Mark is a freshman.
Mark's a freshman, and he is 12-4, which is pretty impressive. That's all varsity. And Sebastian Rizzo comes in at, he's a sophomore, and he is 2-1. So it should be interesting. A little older, not as much of a record for Rizzo in the black, and of course Schleifer for the Bears in the green and white.
This is an out of the GMC matchup for East Brunswick. Allentown wrestles in the
Colonial Valley Conference.
mostly Mercer County teams.
We don't really know an awful lot. We don't have a lot of contact with that area. They do have wrestled West Windsor schools, both north and south, and those are teams that the Bears will face in the district. As Schleifer gets the legs, they're on the circle. No control yet, given by the referee, and they may end up in a stalemate.
Well, Mark needs to come up to his knees, try to slide in bounds. They're still in.
If he can back them up and keep some control in there, they're going to go out.
Good hold by our official, very close to a takedown.
Still in bounds.
You're going to get a fresh start in the middle. When you go out of bounds, you get a fresh start in the same position you exited.
Circling over on the far side of the mat. Standard tie-up, traditional tie-up, trying for a headlock with Schleifer.
Get out of bounds. We'll get another fresh start with 30 seconds to go here in the first period. We're still at 0.
We didn't talk very much at the beginning. We didn't get a chance to because of the senior night presentation, Stu. But the Redbirds come in at 8-6 on this season. They had a really fast start. They opened up the season at 5-0, but then since the new year, they're just 3-6.
Schleifer shoots in. He's in on a double. Needs to cut the corner. He's going to run out of time before he gets control.
No control.
So Schleifer, the aggressor there in the first period, but no points to show for it. We're going to go into the second period. Schleifer has choice. He selects bottom. Look for Schleifer to explode up to his feet. Didn't really establish a first move there. Look, Allentown in on a half. Mark needs to peel that off, try to get his hips out.
And he does so. He's working away, trying to peel the hands down and extend the hips away from the body, and he's doing that pretty well.
Need some attempts. Need attempts.
We have a warning for stalling.
The offensive man must try to bring the defensive man down to the mat in that position. And referee felt he wasn't making an attempt. He's warned for stalling. Allentown seems to accept the call without much dismay. So no argument there from the Allentown bench. And 25 seconds off the clock, so we get a restart. Schleifer back up to his feet and escapes for one. We're in the neutral position. Mark up and score 1-0.
It seems, Stu, that Mark Schleifer was a little bit more, as you said, aggressive and a little more polished to some extent on his feet. So it's maybe a good situation for him to be up in the neutral position right now as he tries for the knee pick.
He's got to try to pull those legs in. Why staying in bounds to score? Doing a good job pulling them back.
He's got that leg locked up on the far side. Now he's fucked up the knee. No control yet, though.
Oh, good hold.
Got to bring him back in if he stands up perhaps with it and works from there.
Mark's in on one leg. He needs to get that other one, come around, cut the corner.
Rizzo's doing a good job of not giving that up until just then when he gets takedown.
Mark cuts the corner. He picks up a 2-point takedown. Now he's up and score 3-0, on top in position and on top and score. We have 30 seconds to go here in the second period. Schleifer puts a boot in on the near side. Now you can figure for one leg. You cannot figure for the body or both legs. That is somewhat of a new rule. You used to be able to figure for the head, and you can't do that now anymore. The only thing you can figure for is one leg.
Okay, Allentown, and Rizzo gets the choice in the last period, and he is choosing the defensive position.
So look for Schaefer to try to break him down, keep him down on the mat, try to tie something up.
Rizzo, he's at 2-1 on the season. It's 2 decisions and all decisions, 2 wins and a loss.
Mark has avenged one of his losses. Earlier in the season, he lost to Perth Amboy, came back in the dual meet and beat the same opponent. Mark lifting up the far ankle. Got a near crossface on the near side. Rizzo trying to work up to his feet.
He come back down. He's got both legs wrapped up. He's got to move up. And they are going to go out of bounds with 1:15 to go here in the third period of regulation. And Mark, as he came back to the center circle, very calm, very confident for a freshman. I'll tell you, he's got a lot of experience in the house to learn from with his older brother John.
Well, East Brunswick has a well-balanced lineup throughout. GMC tournament will be this Friday and Saturday in Piscataway. We'll probably talk more about that later, but look for Schleifer to be in the mix at 106.
I would think so. With a record as he has, he's done pretty well. He's not going to get a real high. I'm not sure what we've got out there right now as far as a seed, but he should be, as you said, in the mix, and there's a possibility of some points being earned and place winner in there. He is controlling Rizzo pretty well right now. He's got the 2-on-1 underneath.
It's a little bit more of a wide open tournament this year. South Plainfield's usually the dominant team, and the race is usually for second. You know, South Plainfield graduated a lot of key wrestlers last year, and teams like East Brunswick, Edison, Old Bridge, you know, they'll be in the mix.
Tries that roll. Schleifer maintains good control. He looks like he's got, can't quite see far ahead if he's got the legs in or not, but he's certainly working the legs at the bottom. Under 10 seconds to go here. We're going to have a win with Mark Schleifer at 106 pounds, and the Bears are going to get off to a good start, winning this one 3-0.
Well, like you said, East Brunswick on the scoreboard first. 3 points are awarded for a regular decision, which is an 8-point or less spread. And I should say 7 points or less. 8 to 14 would be a major decision and earn 14 points. And it's going to be
Tom Whites for the Redbirds at 113 pounds, and Alec Gleason for the Bears.
Back-to-back freshmen for the Bears.
Could be back-to-back-to-back if things change at the next weight class. Whites is a freshman also. He comes in with a 3-7 record. And Gleason at 7-6 varsity.
And he has drawn some tough opponents and done well. He has held his own in the win over Edison. Although Gleason lost, it was him keeping it close and wrestling a tough match that helped for valuable team points. The old adage, you know, win big, lose small, and Alec did his part.
Gleason gets in on that single. He's trying to control it. Got to move up a little bit. Got to stand with that, or he's got the double now. Trying to maintain control before they go out of bounds.
Nice job by Alex picking up a takedown on the edge. So Alec is going to be on top, up 2-0 here in the first period.
Alec Gleason and Jason Minico, who's also possibly in the lineup, is Whites comes around.
No
points
still
yet.
In control, doing a nice job. Needs to stay in on that leg. Try to reach up now. Maybe do a little
hook that leg to get that control.
Stay under the arms.
Good no call on that as a follow through. Gleason was in a little bit of trouble as Whites came around, but he stayed poised, kept the leg in the block, and came around and maintains control. Still 2-0.
Good way to put it. That was a very poised, especially for a freshman. He didn't panic. He stayed with it and maintained control.
He's got that wing in, and he's going out of bounds. He's just got control in the wrong spot. I was starting to say, Stu, that both Alec Gleason and Jason Minico, who might end up in the next spot at 120 pounds, wrestled at Churchill last year. Both very skilled at that level. Last year, Minico very much so, and Gleason was real strong as well. So, you know, here are two young men now coming in as freshmen and doing a nice job, getting experience, thrown into the fire. But as you were saying, they're holding their own, and they're not giving up the big losses necessarily.
Well, East Brunswick in general is doing a good job this year of not giving up the pins, and that is the key. You know, it's.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you help the team by winning, and sometimes you help the team by losing close.
We've got back points there as you get a tilt with under 10 seconds to go, and looks like Alec Gleason will pick up a 2, and there are 2 held off by Zach Papa, and he assigns those right now. And we have a 4-0 lead for Alec Gleason at 113 pounds after 1.
Green down.
Whites defers, and Alec Gleason takes the defensive position with a 4-0 lead here at 113 pounds. We go into the second period. Quick stand up and peels away and gets the 1.
And a quick 2 on the works of a quick 2, I should say. Needs to work up. There he does.
Nice job. Alec Gleason very aggressive here. And it's you know, I would say, Stu, too, that it's possible that if you did a little scouting and if Coach Pazinko gave him some information, he says, you know, here's a guy, he's only a sophomore. It's not like he's got a lot of experience on you. You're a polished wrestler. Go after him. He's only got a 3-7 record.
Well, what's interesting, I noticed in the paper this week, East Brunswick has 2 ranked wrestlers in the same weight class with Tyler Schwartz and Alec Gleason. Not too often you see that. 2 wrestlers from the same school in the same weight class, both ranked.
He's trying for that far side cradle. Well, couldn't get the momentum to carry him over. Right now he has a 7-0 lead, and as you were saying earlier about bonus points and majors, it'd be nice if we could pick up, that's a little home version there, if East Brunswick could pick up some bonus points here at 113 pounds. You get that from a freshman, and that's a nice advantage. Good control, keeping his weight on his back.
Good technician on top here.
Yeah.
Alec doing a nice job, riding tight.
Keeping his hips under control. It looks like Whites was trying to go for some kind of a Peterson with that leg, and he's got no points yet. He's trying that tilt, and you saw the hand motion by Zach Papa, the official, saying he had not broken to 45 degrees.
Something else, top. Use it or something else.
And you heard the official saying on the top, meaning Gleason, to use something else. He's trying that cross body. And Papa might want to get around the other side and see what's happening with that foot being peeled off by Whites. He's got one leg in, does Gleason, and the period comes to an end. And he has a 7-0 lead, as you can see on the board, and Tom Whites will have choice.
What you got? Red down. I'll move on it. Top Kohn.
Wheats had choice. He selects the bottom position. Gleason on top.
Now, Alec Gleason has gotten 2 takedowns already in this match, and he's ridden very well. And he needs one more point for that bonus. At what point, Stu, do you think he should give up 1 and take 2?
Right about now. Trying to work in that arm bar into a tilt. Like you said, he has gotten the takedown. It probably would be a wise move to let him go and try to get that takedown and get the major in.
You know, you can save some energy at this point. You don't have the major right now, so you're not going to gain anything unless you tilt them, and you're using up time and energy, and there it is.
There it is. Smart move by Alec, and takedown's going to put him in major range. Alec does a nice job getting in on the single.
Quickly, he's got over a minute to go here. Pressure on the head by Whites.
He's in a Peterson position. If he get his knees up and tighten in that arm and pull it in, looks like he's going to pop his head out, get the takedown, and now he's got the 8-point advantage. He's up 9-1 in score and on top in position. White's starting to clam up on bottom.
40 seconds to go here in regulation.
Gleason working into a 2-on-1. White, I think he's getting a little on the defensive side on bottom now. He needs to try to work up, improve his position.
We have 20 seconds to go here as Alec Gleason tries to put in that the bar or the Sullivan. No, bar.
Arm bar,
Bar.
and he's got the bar. He's running it towards the head. Needs to get him flat.
10 seconds to go. He just doesn't want to give up any points right now.
Right now he just wants to make himself heavy, try to hold him down, take that 8-point lead, and call it an afternoon.
And he does just that. Alec Gleason upping his record to 6-6 on varsity and 8-6 overall with a 9-1 win over Tom White's. And East Brunswick extends its lead with a 4-point major decision.
Yeah, impressive showing for Alec Gleason. Did a nice job out there.
Got it.
I like what I see.
Did a good job. And we'll see who takes the forfeit.
Tell me your name.
And it'll be Tyler.
All the way.
Gets the forfeit at 120 pounds.
6, forfeit.
And it is now 13-0. East Brunswick over Allentown, and we jump to 126 pounds, and we'll see who the Bears are going to send out.
Let's make that.
Tyler Gallegos for
Tigerless.
East Brunswick.
The red, right?
And for Allentown, it's going to be Connor Marks.
On the line. Shake hands, all right? Shut.
Marks is a sophomore with a 5-6 record on the season, and he gets the leg on Gallegos.
Still neutral.
And there's
still
a neutral there as
still
Gallegos
neutral.
has the upper body
Still neutral here.
and the head.
Still neutral. No control. No control. No control.
Marks needs to get those legs out and turn a little bit, and they're going to.
Well, they're definitely in a funk position
Yeah,
here.
well,
Neither wrestling in control.
Actually, if Gallegos can turn him and bring him back in,
Gallego
he's got the 2.
Puts the leg in, picks up
Go back.
2.
Well, he was real close, just bringing the shoulders back inside. But as you said, that was kind of a funky position, and nobody had anything real strong. But Gallegos comes out on top.
Set.
Gallegos working the bar. Tight waist bar. Marks tries to sit through. Gallegos into a crossface. Puts the leg in. It's a little high. He's got to get his hips back down.
Yeah.
Works in the half on the far side.
And we'll see he's got both legs strapped in there. Just so I mentioned earlier that Allentown has wrestled both West Windsor North and South, and those are both schools in the in District 20, as we have at the end of the season.
Still
And it could
green,
give an
still
opportunity
green.
for common opponents. Comparison is if it comes down to that in seeding. And Mark's trying to come out the back door and shrug him off, and he does.
Marks ties it up with 15 seconds to go here in the first. Tyler try to get 1. He's got 13 seconds to work with. And better yet, he's going to, oh, it's almost through on a reversal. If Gallegos could step over.
Legs over, yeah. Not enough time.
He had the right idea, just ran out of time on the clock.
Top bound neutral defer.
Allentown has
Red
choice.
defer, green down.
Defers his choice to Gallegos. Gallegos takes bottom. Tyler's explosive. Look for him to pop right out.
Set.
And
Try to establish hand control.
tied at 2 here as we begin the second period.
Top. Set. Still red, still
Gallegos almost stepped through. Didn't quite get his hips low enough. Tyler needs to keep moving. Establish hand control. Got his hips out. He's in the sit position. Remember the old Gazzoni. Nice.
Tried to peel the
Works
hands,
for it.
and
he's got
the head
and he's got Marks in
and back
trouble.
points.
2, 3.
He can arch his back, lift up that arm.
Stretch out those arms and arch into them. You're right.
He's got a lot of time to work with. Minute 7 in the clock. We're in the second period. A lot of time for Tyler to work with. And he secures a fall.
3 minutes even.
East Brunswick extending its lead. We see on the scoreboard now 19-0 in our top left corner of our screen.
A big win by Tyler Goyes. That's 2 matches now back-to-back with bonus points for the Bears. And as you said, a 19-0 lead. You know, Stu, one other thing I want to mention, this weekend the Greater Middlesex Conference is pairing with parents of autistic children to help raise awareness and funds for autistic children. And the athletic department here at East Brunswick purchased T-shirts, and you can see that on the sidelines if we get a chance later on, for all the winter athletes to wear this weekend. And the wrestling team is wearing them today, the POAC shirt, with this meet against Allentown. And other East Brunswick teams will be doing the same thing. The bowling team in their meet on Monday today. Boys and girls basketball against Spotswood. And a nice activity and donations to the POAC Foundation. And those are the shirts right there. You can see on some of the wrestlers on the sidelines.
Stay center, guys. Stay center, right here. Take them down the middle.
And here we are at 132 pounds. Mina Girgis.
Mina had a big win the other night for East Brunswick against Edison. And I would have gave him the wrestler of the night that night. Really wrestled well and instrumental in the East Brunswick win over Edison. At the time, Edison was ranked second in the county, and East Brunswick came in and knocked them off on their own mat. And Mina was had a key win in that match.
And Robert Beck is the wrestler for the Redbirds, and I'm looking at his record, Stu. He had 2 matches at 106 pounds, and he's now wrestling 132. So I'm not sure if he was just, if there was a mistake.
Yeah, I can't see him being anywhere near 106.
No, that's got to be something wrong on his record. But discounting those, he is 3-3 on the season.
Although nothing is impossible with wrestlers.
With wrestlers, I mean, he just could have had a little growth spurt, you know, over Christmas break. No score here as we approach the 22nd mark in the first period. And no control as they go out. Girgis with a little cross-face, a little pressure on the face to break that hold on the way out.
Lines.
Girgis will tap and go.
Work to the center, 2 seconds.
And Mina will have the choice here in the second period.
Green down.
Choosing defense.
Head up, don't move. Top. Set. Go in.
They're going to have a neutral as they go out of bounds. Beck losing control as they hit the circle.
Over here, Green. Over here, lines. On the line, neutral.
Gets in on that
deep
double,
on a
nice.
double. Nice lift and dump. 2-point takedown.
Little quickness and the power.
Girgis needs to bring him back down on the mat. Lets him go.
Girgis is 9-8 on the season.
Still neutral, still neutral.
Vastly improved over last season.
He's kind of gone back and forth the last few bouts. Win, loss, win, loss, win. But as you said, that nice win at Edison before losing a close match at Old Bridge, or with Old Bridge.
Work center, work center.
A lot more parity than we've had in the past years in the GMC Red Division. We have a crossover of who's beating who, and it's Gerges in on a double again. Lifts and dumps. Extends his lead to 5-1. 30 seconds to go here in the second. But East Brunswick has beaten Edison, Edison has beaten almost everybody, and it's Gerges that lost the cradle and finds himself on his back. He's going to come out of this down at least 6-5 with 8 seconds to go. He needs to get off his shoulders. He needs to fight it for a couple seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1. And he's saved by the bell, but down in score now 6-5.
Well, he had that cradle, and it just didn't get it locked up well enough. And when you look at the height difference of the two wrestlers, for shorter wrestling, I know that from personal experience, when you're that short and you've got somebody that long, you've really got to lock that person up very tight. And Gerges just didn't do that with that cradle, and he allowed Beck to come out. And as we go to third, we're going to go neutral.
I can't see Beck having been at 106.
No, absolutely not.
We got a typo, I think. Gerges is dominated on his feet. He's just got in trouble with that one cradle that he lost, but Gerges in again deep on the double. And he scores a takedown. He's got his hands over the waist, which secures the 2.
Still, I have
to work up now.
Real quick now, at the beginning of this period, did Gerges get an escape, or rather, did Beck get an escape?
Neutral. Center,
because
center,
I have a different
center.
score. I'm just concerned about getting that right.
On the scoreboard, it looks like 8-7. I'm not sure if Minos maybe had choice or just let him go, having dominated on his feet. We're at 8-7. Gerges has been good on his feet, so he needs to come through with one more takedown. He has 3.
Stay on the mat.
And as they go out of bounds, so you were talking about parity. Well, I'll talk about parity on matchups. Earlier in this season, very early in this season, Beck lost to Thomas Angstadt, or rather Andrew Graybush from Old Bridge 3-0, and just the other day, Gerges lost to Graybush 3-0 as well. So we have common opponents there.
Mina needs to get a takedown. He's got 32 seconds to work with. He's in deep.
Gets in.
He's done well with that double, and now he's
nothing yet.
Just missed it. Almost had it. Ran out of real estate.
It looks like he tried to get the turn before he had control, and now he's got 22 seconds left in this period to reestablish that control and get the takedown and possibly the victory.
Well, he's gotten in well on that double.
And Beck is just dancing away now.
Beck is just going to try to block him off. And it's Beck who shoots in.
The whizzer, and there's a takedown
of his own. And he's going to take a 10-7 win. He's going to steal one here. You know, wrestling, we've said it many times, it's a game of seconds and inches. Mina dominated the whole match outside of the cradle. He got caught in for a 5-point move, and the takedown in the end. He was in control of 5 of the 6 minutes, but unfortunately the points fell the other direction.
You know, he was fortunate with that the cradle in the second period that he didn't get pinned. As you said, the time ran out, but he had him at the end of the third period. He had him on the edge, but did not get the control and was trying to make the turn before he actually had him wrapped up. And that did cost him. And we have the 138-pound match right now as Paul Piccarello for the Bears and Jordan Rugo for Allentown. And a quick takedown by Rugo.
Rugo has the half in, power half, and he takes Piccarello right to his back. He's got Piccarello in trouble. Piccarello needs to arch
You know, Rugo 16-3, so he is one of their studs, and only a sophomore and a fall. 29 seconds. Sorry, Stu.
No, put it in the books. That's going to bring our team score to 19-9. And it's going to bring us to 145. And this weight class normally wrestled by Anthony Tamayo, and Tamayo looks like he's not going to take the mat. Looks like it's going to be
Matt Miskanik
for East Brunswick, and he'll take on Jack Giglia.
Giglia, a senior at 14-2. Miskanik, a sophomore.
Easy, 2.
And they go out of bounds with a takedown for Giglia.
East Brunswick pretty dominated by seniors and freshmen. We don't hear that word sophomore too often in the East Brunswick lineup.
Well, Matt wrestled in the 8th grade team a couple years ago and really came out to stay in shape for baseball. He was a catcher. And for whatever reason, he decided he liked it, and he's come out again. And he is wrestling one of Allentown's better wrestlers, and again, a senior as well with that 14-2 record.
Keep it on the back. Keep it low.
You know, Giglia, the 14 wins, 6 of them are by pin, so and 4 major decisions. So he is a bonus point kind of guy, and he wins big. As he turns Miskanik over with a little over a minute to go here in the first period.
Got 3.
And Miskanik fights that and gets
3.
And gets the cradle.
1, 2, 3, 4.
A good fight by Miskanik, and to a very strong opponent. And Miskanik doing everything he can to avoid that fall. Rocking, kicking those legs.
Doing a good job fighting. Needs to extend himself, and he does. Frees himself up. Giglia picks up 3 back points.
And he's working that cradle again.
And he's got it tight. He steps over his own knee. He's going to pick up some back points here.
4, 5.
He's got the points as the period comes to an end.
3. Choices.
Well, big score by Giglia here in the first period, 11-0 over Matt Miskanik.
Miskanik hanging tough. You know, he's fighting out there.
Miskanik deferred his choice, and they're going to go neutral.
On the lines, guys. Set. Your hands up.
And Giglia is 2 points away from a tech fall. And he's got those legs. The arms rather pulled back pretty tight.
We get a potentially dangerous situation there. Referee stops that match. We'll get a fresh start.
Set. Set. One, two.
He's got it tight here.
Very
and
tight.
That's a fall. Some good wrestling there by Allentown.
2 minutes and 54 seconds, and the fall for Jack Giglia over Matt Miskanik.
Miskanik, nothing to be ashamed of there. He did a great job fighting.
Well, he came up against a much superior wrestler and a real strong wrestler. And
there's always basketball you can play. On the line. Shake it. Set.
David Binyatov taking the mat for East Brunswick, and I've been impressed by this senior. He's got an 8-5 record. He's done really well on his feet. He's competing at 152 here.
Circle center.
He's 8-5 on the season.
And he is taking on Joey
Patrillo, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with Patrillo. I don't think they get this broadcast in Allentown, so I think we're okay.
David has
Center,
been a good wrestler on his feet. This has been his strong point. Done really well here. He had an impressive victory last time we did an EBTV broadcast over Sayreville, where he beat one of Sayreville's better wrestlers, Nick Talifer, which should help him in the seeding come GMC time this weekend.
Patrillo is a junior. He's only 2-4 on the season, and again, a big height differential. That was the situation with Mina Gerges with his opponent, and now you've got the same thing here. Patrillo looks a good 6 inches taller than Binyatov. Under a minute to go here in the first period.
Working up, working up, working up.
East Brunswick was off to a quick 19-0 lead, and slowly Allentown's been chipping away at it. We're at 19-15.
Set.
And when this period comes to a close, we are going to throw out a trivia question. And there's actually a prize for a winning
That's right.
answer.
The first person with the correct answer that emails our athletic director, Frank Knottenberger, will receive a free East Brunswick t-shirt.
Nothing to sneeze at.
Wear it with pride.
I would.
So we end our first period tied up with no points.
Red, top, bottom, neutral, defer. Red down.
And the trivia question up on the screen right now. Name 3 former East Brunswick wrestlers who have also coached at East Brunswick High School. And this could be at any level, not just a head coach, but 3 former East Brunswick wrestlers who have also coached at East Brunswick High School. And if you email Coach Athletic Director Frank Knoppenberger at fknoppenberger@ebnet.org, first one to come in with the correct answer will get a free East Brunswick t-shirt. Second period.
It's David on top, needs to bring him back down to the mat, and he does just in the nick of time to avoid the stall warning. You have 5 seconds to make an attempt at to bring your opponent back down in the mat before it's a stalling violation. You do not necessarily have to bring the wrestler to the mat in 5 seconds, but you do have to make an attempt.
Still green, still green.
David on top, maintaining control, trying to ride tight. He's got a 2-on-1, tight to the hip. Needs to stay under that arm, needs to stay behind him and stay heavy.
No score here at 152 pounds. David Binyatov for East Brunswick and Joey Patrillo for the Allentown Redbirds. And they come back to the center
Red down,
with Binyatov on top.
Hold on, green. Don't move. Long down. Set. Still green, still green, still green.
Patrillo was coming out, had to cut the corner, and good cover by
Nice half,
David.
nice deep half by David.
Got to post that far side or lift the inside, one or the other. He's got the half deep,
Nice
and he
job.
turns him. He's out front. He's got him on his back. He's getting back points.
And he's gonna get a fall here, I believe.
It looks pretty tight. There it is. With 16 seconds to go in the second period, David Binyatov brings the Bears back with 6 points.
Sometimes, you know, you get a better position being further away. Our referee has to get in position to make the call, and he does. And that puts East Brunswick back up by 10, increases its lead to 25-15. And Going to get a look at John Schlafer, and we better talk fast because his matches usually don't go too long.
You keep saying that, Stu, and someday it's going to go past the first period. No, I think it has a couple of times, but he's going to go up against Colin Roy, a freshman, a 1-2 record. So, with all due respect to young Mr. Roy, I think it's a bit of a mismatch as John goes in for the takedown.
Well, he's got nothing to lose. He can only gain some experience. And hopefully he'll be able to say he wrestled a state champ. It's a long way to go, but that is Schlafer's goal, and I think anything short of that, he'll be disappointed in the season. He just recently signed his letter of intent, and he's going to be wrestling for Princeton University next year. And Schlafer has him in trouble. He pulls him back with the chin. He's got the bar on the near side. He's picking up back points.
And a lot of time left in this period.
He's got to lift up that arm, pull it across, lift up that head, tighten it up.
No, he's got the got him locked up. John at 16-0 on this season. Looking for number 17.
He tightens it up with the far ankle.
Got it.
Colin Roy giving it all the fight he's got. Let's give him credit down there.
Well, of the 16 wins, and you can hear a little bit of groaning out there. He's getting a little bit of pressure across the head, the face. Schlafer has 15 pins out of 16 wins. Looking for numbers 16 and 17.
And Schlafer is a student of wrestling, just a year-round competitor.
She's got to stretch him out a little bit long. That shoulder, and good fight by Roy, but not enough.
With 5 seconds to spare, put it in the books. 155, first period fall. John Schlafer extending his undefeated season with one more win, picks up a fall.
Have you been listening to Howie Rose lately?
I can pretty much tell you John Schlafer should be looking at a first seed in the GMC tournament this weekend. The question is, who's he going to meet in the finals?
Well, I mean, you hate to jump the gun on that, but John certainly should get the opportunity to have that first seed. I mean, he's undefeated. He has all pins except for one decision along the way. And we go to 170 pounds. Sam Kim is there for East Brunswick, and Louis Togna for Allentown.
Center, restart.
Kim is going to be on top, up 2-0.
Facing this way, Red. Head up. Top. Set.
Togna is a junior rather, with a 6-11 record for Allentown.
Go green.
And Sam, a senior, 9-4 on the year.
Well, East Brunswick's been doing a lot of the bar, far half tonight. Doing a lot more riding on top than we've seen. East Brunswick's done a lot of work in the neutral positions. Good to see some mat wrestling.
Yeah, and my sense too, Stu, now that you're saying that, is the fundamentals have been pretty good for East Brunswick tonight, I think. You know, controlling the hips, controlling the wrist. As Kim tries to run that bar across, he's got back points. Not a lot of, wasn't very tight. He's still got it.
Still in control, uses his hips. Nice move by Kim. Look, this doesn't look like when he was going to lose it. He is in a pinning combination.
Watch his weight a little bit.
Well, it looked like it was slipping away, and next thing you know, Kim has him on his back.
He's a little high, a little overextended. Trying to pressure that. Now he comes around to the front, underhooks the arms. And if he can pop him a little bit, that should be it right there.
Right on the buzzer. Let's see if it's before or after the buzzer. Looks like it's in.
We'll call it 159. And a fall for Sam Kim. I thought clearly it was the whistle and the slap went down before the horn.
Right on the buzzer. 2 minutes. 159. Choice again in this match, guys. Thank you very much.
And the Bears go up 37-15 with just 3 bouts to go. I'm sorry, 4 to go. And at 182 pounds, Zach Turner for Allentown and senior John Krajewski for the Bears. Turner, a sophomore, solidly built, 1-2 on the year.
Well, Allentown with a pretty young team so far.
Yep.
We've seen a lot of
Yep.
freshmen and sophomores on the mat for them, so they'll be getting tough in the years to come.
You know, as we said earlier, we're really not that familiar with the Colonial Valley Conference down there and some of the schools, the Hightstown, Notre Dame, the Hamilton schools, Steinert, East,
Well,
Nottingham.
I cannot lie. I cannot even tell you what group they are in.
I'm not sure myself.
We do know East Brunswick is a Group 4 school, wrestling with the big boys.
And I think at that point, that's a good segue to bring back your point earlier about some parity in the GMC, and especially in the red division. You know, who's beating who, and A beats B, and B beats C, and C beats A. East Brunswick has won a couple good matches, topping South Brunswick, Edison, losing to Old Bridge. But again, there's a lot of a bit of a round robin with the red division, and there does seem to be an opportunity if only South Plainfield would leave the division.
Yeah, with the South Plainfield around, it's usually a fight for who comes in second. If somebody was going to beat South Plainfield, this would be the year. I mean, they don't seem to ever rebuild. They reload, but they have a lot to reload. You know, losing that Murder Row from last year, and a lot of that Murder Row now wrestling for Rutgers, Stansanko, and as we know, Anthony Ashnold as Karowski. He's been in a lot of long matches this year. Gone overtime at least twice, and he's in on a single. Looked like he was in trouble, and now he's in the advantage situation. Needs to
pry him the other way.
Needs a tree chop, cut that.
Oh!
Just ran out of time.
Not soon enough.
But we have seen John in this situation before, 0-0 after 1. And it seems like he's not happy if he's not going in overtime.
Yeah, I think there are a lot, going back to South Plainfield, you know, I think there are a number of people, including myself, who are surprised at how many losses they have right now. What, 3 or 4?
I think more. I think they might, they lost to Hal. I know they lost to
Work middle.
Raritan.
Work to the middle.
I think they lost down the Virginia Duels maybe once or twice.
Yeah. So as good as they are, they're still, you know, they have a couple of chinks here and there, and they're not.
You know, it seems like some of the dominant teams this year, as Karowski's in on a, he's in, but he got caught coming around, and he finds himself in a headlock, and he's Allentown picking up some back points. But Karowski, if he could push away and free himself,
only two back.
Picks up 2 backs. Allentown up 4-1 here in the second.
I mean, Turner had that head and arm pretty tight, so good fight by John Krajewski as they go out of bounds.
Karowski also should do well with the seeding in the GMC tournament. He's been very impressive for East Brunswick at 182 this year.
Still red.
John, also a lacrosse player for the Bears.
Yeah, all right, guys. Hold on, top. Top. Set.
John pops up to his feet. Brought back down. Needs to put a couple moves together.
Down by 3 with about 40 seconds to go here in the second period.
Now Zach Turner on top needs to work out to his side. You cannot ride parallel. So Turner in a situation where if he doesn't come out to the side, he can get warned for stalling here in this position. Needs to work out.
He will have choice in the third period. Turner will.
Turner just following. Not really doing much offense, just trying to tie Kurowski up. Kurowski needs to get his head off the mat, establish hand control, try to get his hips out here. Peel away, stay in the circle.
Well, just as it happened at the end of the first period, couldn't get the takedown, couldn't get the escape here in the second, and we will go to the third with
Red down.
Zach Turner of Allentown up by 3 points, 4-1. And Turner will take defense.
Top. Set. Still green, no change.
And Turner trying that shoulder roll and good recovery and follow through by Krajewski. He's trying to work that hammer.
Well, Kurowski's got the hammer lock. He's going to try to flip over the other side and put in a half. Not a lot of activity on bottom, just playing defense down there.
I'm not
clamming up.
I'm not sure what John's got there. I mean, he's got the hammer, but he's not going over to take the other side. He's trying to drive it across, I guess. Got 1:10 to go here in the third period.
Needs to keep that at 90 degrees.
And it comes out.
Well, Zach Turner needs to show a little life or he's going to get it for stalling down there.
Krajewski a little bit high on that as Turner reached for the leg.
Turner works up to his feet and breaks away for one.
40 seconds to go, and here, sense of urgency for John Krajewski.
As Turner's starting to show some life out there.
Well, he took a rest for a while.
Yeah, Krajewski working aggressively, trying to score a takedown with 27 seconds to work with. Down and score 5-1. Needs to pick up a big move here.
Over here.
Krajewski needs to come at him. Turner doesn't. Krajewski does a nice job, gets in on the single. Turner steps over it. Krajewski held on to that leg and finds himself on his back now. Needs to try to fight to keep up, keep that shoulder up with 10 seconds to go. 6. It's a long couple seconds for Krajewski.
Covering it up.
And he holds on to avoid the pin.
Inside shoulders up.
But he's going to give up a major 10-1 defeat at the hands of Zach Turner from Allentown.
Well, Turner did not have the record, but boy, he had the finesse and the talent as he picks up his win. And we go to 195 pounds. While we have a pause here, we're waiting for Sam Walker and Tom O'Shaughnessy to come out. Just a reminder, the trivia question that was asked earlier, and that is if you could name 3 former East Brunswick wrestlers who have also coached at East Brunswick High School, whether as a head coach or an assistant. Email Frank Knoppenberger, the athletic director here at the high school, at fknoppenberger@ebnet.org, and your chance to win a free T-shirt. Sam Walker for the Bears. Walker coming in at 5-10, and Tom O'Shaughnessy for Allentown. O'Shaughnessy at 12-1, so he is one of their studs, a senior.
Work middle. Work toward the middle. Let's go show me something. What do you got, guys? Takedowns.
Our official telling the wrestlers to get busy, look for some takedowns in the middle of the mat. Of course, when you're emailing Frank Knottenberger, feel free to include your Super Bowl pick. The paper has it Denver by 2.5, but we hear Frank Knottenberger's taking scores, and
Keep it up, guys.
let's see who you think's going to win the Super Bowl. Just clog up his inbox there.
He'll appreciate that.
It's Walker in a head-to-head tie. Both wrestlers just trying to establish control. O'Shaughnessy from Allentown, and it's Walker from East Brunswick.
I think it's O'Shaughnessy. We'll give you the Irish.
Get these glasses back
we'll
on.
We'll give you the Irish lessons later on.
2.
We come to the end of the first period, no score, and the choice will be O'Shaughnessy's. Should be.
Red.
So speaking of the Super Bowl, Stu, since we're going to probably have this on EBTV before Sunday's game, who do you think is going to win?
Well, let's see.
Number 1 offense against the number 1 defense.
Pop.
I'm going to go a low-scoring game. I'm going to go 24-21 Denver. Put it in the books.
I think so. I think so.
24-21 too. Come on,
Well,
you gotta get your own score.
well, I'm going to give you Denver. I'm going to say Denver is going to be the winner, and I think Peyton's going to, take on Richard Sherman and the Legion of Boom. And I think I'm going to go. I agree, probably low scoring. I'll go with that as Cradle gets in by Shaughnessy. Although he loses it and there's no points recorded, he's got a cross body in now.
I do think it's interesting to see Russell Wilson just signed a baseball contract.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I missed
Gonna
that.
try to be the next Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan and Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
He's the top.
Well, he was a baseball player at NC State, right?
Right.
Yeah. Or high school at least. And did he play minor league ball?
I don't know, but let's see what happens in spring training.
Yeah. Shaughnessy's still with that cross body and pulls him over, and they're right on the circle, but he must have the shoulders inside, so he's getting back points, and there you see the signal.
Well, you segued me in. Another new rule this year. The line is now in, so you can score on the line. It's when you step over. You cannot pin over the line, but you can score on the line.
Can you get a pin on the line?
If one shoulder's in and one is on the line, you can this year.
Okay.
Use it or something else. Nothing there.
So nothing's like soccer, the line is inbounds.
The line is now in.
Okay.
Nothing there.
Well, I think Manning's going to get 3 touchdowns.
Well, I just hope Manning doesn't win so big and retires. So it's the only reason I would pull for Seattle. I'd like to see Manning around next year. Does wonders for the fantasy football stats, If I only had him on my team.
Couldn't figure them out. I can't get into the fantasy. 2-0 right now. I'm sorry if we're taking you away from the match. Tom O'Shaughnessy for Allentown with a 2-0 lead, working that cross body, turning over Sam Walker.
Walker getting set on bottom.
Don't move. Top.
And a quick escape for Walker, and we are 2-1 with 10 seconds to go here in the second.
Good explosion by Walker there. Jumping right out of bottom. Got himself up to his feet. Picks up a neutral.
Stay there.
And somebody lost their headgear. It's Walker.
I got to say that
Red down.
one of those running backs for Denver's going to score a touchdown too. So they got to get at least 28 points.
Oh, maybe it'd be the Jersey guy. No Sean Marino, Middletown South High School.
And Plater's got to get at least 1 field goal in there. So you know what? It's not as low scoring as I thought it was going to be. As I'm processing this and talking my way through this, I think we're going to have. I think it's going to be 31-24.
Okay, I'm writing that down.
31-24 Denver. I'll get my email out to Frank Knoppenberger as soon as I get home.
Head up, don't move. Top.
Of course, he's not going to know why he's getting all these Super Bowl predictions in his inbox.
I mean, he doesn't watch this?
I think he sees enough sports during the week. I don't know if he goes home and needs to watch it again.
Still green. Still green. Neutral.
O'Shaughnessy gets up for one. It's a 3-1 score right now.
Takedown by Walker will put him right back in this match.
You know, our last EBTV presentation of wrestling, we had, I think, but 4 overtime matches.
Yeah, and Walker cramped up, if I remember correctly,
right.
in his
That's right.
calf, as did Tyler Gallegos. There's 2 walking wounded that night.
And we have not had an overtime tonight. And just you're saying a takedown puts him back in it. It would tie the match up as he gets in and slides right back up off the double.
Working into an underhook.
1 minute to go here in regulation. No control, has to bring him to the mat.
Still neutral.
And he does. As they go out, and 2 points for Tom O'Shaughnessy and a 5-1 lead with 47 seconds to go here in the 3rd period of the 195-pound match.
Head up. Top. Set. Neutral. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And a fall with 24 seconds to go. So at 5:36.
One of the most unusual pinning combinations I've ever seen, but whatever it takes sometimes to get it done.
I'm not exactly sure what he had. He had him kind of stretched out, control of his head.
Looks like this caught him in some funk, and it looks like we're going to go to 220. I don't know if Allentown has a wrestler at 220, so it might be a forfeit for East Brunswick.
They had Schreck introduced. Mark Schreck, as Mike Quinton comes out.
It looks like he's going to accept a forfeit.
220.
Which is going to be 16 points for East Brunswick. And we're going to go into heavyweight, and it looks like it's going to be Jacob Stein for Allentown.
Right on.
And take on Kevin Eade of East Brunswick. Eade's been wrestling well as of late.
Back to red, correct?
Stein is a senior. He is 9-8 on the season.
Guys on the line, shake hands.
And Kevin Eade, a junior, at 11-3.
Heavyweight weight class in GMC is wide open. I wouldn't make anybody a clear-cut favorite. Look for Eade to be in the mix to place at heavyweight in the GMCs.
Well, you and I will be there at the finals, and we'll be broadcasting that.
Hopefully we won't be the only 2 people from East Brunswick out there.
I hope not. I don't think so, based on what we've been saying.
We do know green has been the dominant finals color for quite some years now.
Absolutely.
Between South Plainfield and East Brunswick and JFK. So let's hope get some green and white in there.
Maybe you could throw in J.P. Stevens too.
No, not this year. You know, their program has really taken a downward turn, and hopefully they'll build it back up to where they once were.
Now, will St. Joe's come back with wrestling? I don't know what happened there.
St. Joe's has no wrestling right now.
They added football, and that's brought a lot of attention to the athletic program there.
Believe it or not, the last GMC team I could think that added wrestling was probably could have been our trivia question, but I think it was Carteret.
They came back because they dropped wrestling.
Yeah, and I can't think of anybody else that's really added it.
New Brunswick did.
New Brunswick, right? They dropped and added. Beautiful wrestling facility at New Brunswick.
Well, a brand new high school.
Yeah.
And Carteret has a nice program going in their middle school, so they are developing the program from the middle school on up, bringing the 6th and the 7th graders in, which is very important to a program.
Oh, you got to feed. You got to feed to eat. Both wrestlers in a head-to-head tie. We're just going to go scoreless after our first period, it looks like here.
And Stein is going to have choice here in the 2nd period.
Very atypical for a heavyweight bout. A lot of pushing and shoving, not a lot of scoring.
Red defer.
Heavyweight's one of those weight classes where
Green down, second period.
wrestlers wear each other down in time, and things seem to develop in the later periods.
Set.
Always good to take
Top.
down and try to score first after a 0-0 first period, because if it should ever go overtime and then into sudden death, the wrestler that scored first has that ultimate tiebreaker advantage in position. So good coaching move by East Brunswick.
And gets the reversal.
Trying to score first. And that might have been the demise of Edison in that match when it was at 182. They had choice and deferred. I was surprised to see that, because that match evidently went John Krowski's way by virtue of that 30-second ultimate tiebreaker. So my tidbit coaching advice, for whatever it's worth, tied 0-0 after one, don't defer, score first. Try to get in a position where you could score.
And Kevin and I did that with the reversal, and now they are back on their feet as Stein picked the escape, and I trying to get the underhook. Little bull rush there. It's just to backtrack, and we're going to give a little self-promotion here. We said we're going to be doing the finals, and it will be on with the Home News Tribune.
That'll be live.
Online.
And look for the finals to start somewhere around 6 o'clock Saturday. I guess that's February 1, if I'm correct.
February 1st.
And
Go, guys, open it up.
I'm sure you'll be able to watch that on your computer.
But the GMCs start on Friday, January 31st at Piscataway High School. Lots of wrestling. How many mats the first night, Stu? 6?
6 mats on Friday night. 6 mats when we come back. I'm sorry, 4 mats when we come back on Saturday.
Neutral, guys. We're neutral.
And 1 o'clock on Saturday, we'll have the semifinals.
Take them down. Plenty of time. Set.
Very impressed our official tonight. Did a quiet, humble, nice job out there.
You know, you don't want to be noticed. That's one thing as an official in any sport. You just want to be able to walk away and the fans and the coaches focus on what happened on the mat, not what you were doing and making your calls. And Zach Papa has been very, as you said, very quiet, very methodical, and very low-key in getting the job done. And a couple of good holds on calls as I tries to get the head and arm. They're working on top. Stein was able to bring him back with that rear fall just at the buzzer, and that's got to aggravate Coach Piznico just a little bit.
You always hate to give up points the last couple seconds of a period. Those are the frustrating ones.
Don't move. Set.
Kevin on top in position, down and score. He might want to also think about, if you can't turn him, letting him go and try to take him down and tie this up.
Certainly, 1, not 2, if it comes to that. Riding a little high right there.
He needs to make himself heavy if he wants to keep him on the mat. I think
Neutral.
probably in a position he wants to be in, though, because a takedown will tie him up and put him back in this.
He has not ridden well. But then, for that matter, neither has Stein all that much. He got the escape and he got a takedown, but almost gets behind just as
finish.
He almost got behind as Stein got behind in the second period for that last takedown. He wants to do that again. Just over a minute to go here in the third period. I'd making some motion towards his throat. I'm not sure what he was trying to indicate.
I think he's complaining about the forearm coming up in his throat from his opponent here, who's leading with his forearm across the throat.
Okay.
But you got to shake all that off and just wrestle out there.
And the head and arm.
And
he hasn't kicked over, so there's no points yet.
Good hold by our official.
No control.
Kevin needs to step over.
Got to free that far leg. It probably looks like he's got that
He's got the leg in. He needs to free up his other leg.
That left arm of Stein, and there's the 2.
We got green. We got green.
If he can hold him down there and stay heavy for
we go to overtime.
2 seconds.
Just got to hold him right there for the last 8 seconds right now. Just keep it and don't lose the control.
Nice job by Kevin to tie it up.
1 minute.
We're going to go 1 minute on our feet.
Neutral,
A
neutral.
takedown here by either wrestler would win it.
Let's go, neutral.
Well, they've both gotten takedowns during this match.
Set, 1 minute. Let's go.
Not necessarily very easily, but they've gotten them.
Well, you gotta let it all out here. You can't hold back. Now you got to go at them. Got nothing to lose here.
And the last match of the night, the first overtime of the night, tied at 4 as we go into the first OT. This is a sudden victory period.
Work center.
30 seconds to go here in the first overtime. "20 seconds as they are on the edge, coming back towards the center a little bit. And it looks like we will go to overtime number 2.
Red, top, bottom, defer. Red, defer. Green
Okay.
down.
So they're going to wrestle 2 30-second periods here.
Head up. Top. Optional.
If both wrestlers are still tied after these 2 30-second periods, we'll go to an ultimate tiebreaker. And Ede will have choice by scoring, by virtue of having scored the first point.
Stein took the optional start, and the referee had to be told that. He signaled that to.
You can't waste time here. You got to get busy. You got to score quick.
He's got one. But we are not in sudden death now. This is 2 full 30-second periods, barring a pin. And now we go to the third overtime.
Look for Stein to take
Red down.
Take bottom, as expected. Look for him to bust up to his feet, which would actually give Kevin an advantage because Kevin's going to have choice in that next ultimate tiebreaker. So Kevin has to avoid giving up the 2. If he can hold him down here, great. Well, we won't see that final 30 seconds. That's Kevin's plan here. He needs to hold him down. Needs to stay heavy, tie up the legs.
And not lock hands around the waist. He's got to get in tighter there. He's way too loose as they stand up.
Oh, nice job by Kevin.
11 seconds.
Look for Kevin to go right to an ankle, tight waist, chop, box, break him down flat, and try to get him down.
That is exactly what Matt Pazinko was telling him. Get the ankle, box him in, lock it down, hold him to the mat. Pick up that ankle, drive him forward, and get up there. They're out of bounds. Weren't they out, Stu? Come on, that was out.
And Kevin gets himself a win, 5-4 in overtime. Avoids the sudden death. And East Brunswick with a commanding 46-25 win here at home.
Hey, nice work. Thanks for your help.
Winning 9 bouts of the 14. A couple of pins in there. John Schleifer with a fall, as was expected. His 16th pin out of 17 wins on the season. Kevin Ide there at heavyweight with a very exciting end of the match win. East Brunswick went out to an early lead, picking up the first 3 wins when Mark Schleifer, Alec Gleason with a major, and then the forfeit. And then Allentown came back. They had a couple of wins in there, but coming back for the Bears with David Binyatov coming in there, picking up a pin, another pin, and then Sam Kim with a fall. Those are big wins for the Bears as they finished up, and they extend their record now to what is it? I lost track of their record for the season. 7-4. They will be off for the rest of this week as they prepare for the GMCs this weekend, and they are hoping to get a couple of good seeds, I'm sure, in there. I know John Schleifer will be up there, and you said, and Mike Quinton and a couple of the others will probably get some good spots in the GMCs, and we'll be there on Saturday night doing that with the mycentraljersey.com and the Home News Tribune. So Stu, good wrap up for the Bears.
Yep, I will see you Saturday night, Coach.
Once again, our final, East Brunswick 46, Allentown 25 for EBTV. Thanks for watching.